Welcome to Secret Love. When love hits a wave of jealousy, men sometimes have incomprehensible reactions that they themselves cannot explain. Sudden anger, uncontrolled actions, or even frustrating questions that no one has. When a man's self-esteem is threatened, their reactions can be extremely intense, to the point that they themselves are not fully aware of the emotions that are rising. This is not only related to lack of confidence or possessiveness, but also a deeper factor in psychology that very few people understand. Let's explore the causes of strange jealous behaviors in men and the complex emotions that revolve around them. 1. Men are only jealous when in love. Special feelings are the most common cause of men's jealousy. Most men have difficulty witnessing a potential partner interacting with other men. This jealousy stems from love, and it can be quite sweet and healthy. Jealousy here comes from two causes: fear of losing the woman you love to someone else and the instinct of possessiveness. Men tend to be protective and possessive of the women they love or have feelings for. Even if you are not committed to a man, he can still be jealous of the looks you get in places with other people. 2. He is jealous because of insecurity. Jealous men often want their woman to be all their own. They do not want to share their partner with anyone, including family and friends. This type of man believes that if the woman he likes hangs out with other people, she will most likely turn her back on him. Therefore, he keeps an eye on her. This way, he maintains the right to set boundaries for her and control who and when she interacts with her. Once he has control, he doesn't have to worry about her leaving him or being taken by another man. It's also how he deals with his insecurities. If you're in the typical, "he's jealous but he's not my boyfriend" scenario, it could be that he's insecure about you getting close to another man. Or he may have feelings for you that you don't know about. The point is, if you notice the signs of a jealous man, you'll also notice the signs of insecurity in him. Sometimes, insecurity also comes in the other way. When a man feels like he's not good enough, he may feel that the reason you're dating another man is because you think he's not good enough for you. 3. He doubts himself. If you are with a man with low self-esteem, he will definitely crave reassurance from you. Anxiety and fear create self-doubt. If a man feels vulnerable in a relationship, he may start acting in an accusatory manner to protect himself from any possibility of being hurt. When a man feels powerless in a relationship, he will accuse the woman of a myriad of things. He will even be jealous when he does not want an exclusive relationship with the other person. The unhealthy jealousy he displays often stems from his own fear of trusting the relationship. In other words, jealous men often accuse women of baseless accusations of attracting the attention of other men. Such behavior stems from self-doubt. 4. He needs validation. The need for validation from others becomes urgent for a person with a low sense of self-worth. When left unchecked, it will create conditions for jealousy. If you are with a man with low self-esteem, he will definitely crave reassurance from you. He wants you to accept him, love him and be with him. This search for validation makes him jealous and forces him to think that the woman he loves will leave him sooner or later. Love is a risky game, where every action, every word can touch the other person's heart. And in those moments of jealousy, we can realize that, behind the chaotic emotions, there is a sincere love, a desire to protect and hold on to the person we love. Understanding and sympathizing with those emotions, we will learn to love more gently, more tolerantly, so that love is not just possession, but respect and love, can answer clearly. Have you ever wondered, why is he jealous even though we don't have a clear relationship? Or feel surprised when seeing him showing anxiety, possessiveness in a strange way, even though there is no specific reason for him to feel that way? Love, sometimes, is not a peaceful journey but a war with oneself. When men are jealous, it is not just possession, but anxiety, fear of losing the person they love. Those emotions, although difficult to understand and sometimes hurtful, are also signs of true love. But true love is not about restraint or control, but about the freedom for each person to be themselves, to love and be loved without suffering from unfounded worries. Men's jealous reactions are not simply emotional outbursts, but also part of deep psychological complexes. When their self-esteem is threatened, they easily fall into a state of uncontrollability, sometimes acting without explanation. It is important to understand that jealousy is not only a reflection of possessiveness or lack of confidence, but also a manifestation of deep inner conflicts. To understand and handle these emotions well, patience and understanding from both sides in the relationship are needed. Love, with all its romance and intense emotions, sometimes faces complicated waves of jealousy. Men's uncontrolled reactions when faced with threats to their self-esteem are actually a sign of deep emotions that they sometimes do not fully understand. Understanding the reasons and psychology behind these behaviors can help build stronger and more lasting relationships. Only when both partners share and understand each other can love overcome all challenges. The story begins one late afternoon, when Adam and Emily, a couple in the process of getting to know each other, are sitting in a quiet coffee shop. Adam, a quiet and indifferent man, suddenly notices a strange gaze from another man directed at Emily. An uncomfortable feeling suddenly comes over him. But Adam doesn't say anything. He silently observes, then feels even more uneasy when Emily, unaware, smiles gently at the other person. Suddenly, Adam feels like a part of him has been stolen, something he thought was his own. The feeling of jealousy grows inside him. Adam never thought he would have to face this feeling. But now, it is like an unquenchable fire. He begins to wonder if Emily really considers him an important part of her life. Is what he gives her enough to keep her? Adam began to spiral into anxiety. Not because Emily might love the other man, but because he couldn't confirm his place in her heart. And then, one evening, while the two were talking, Adam couldn't hold back any longer. He suddenly asked Emily, "Do you like him?" The question was simple but contained so many conflicting emotions. Emily, surprised and a little confused, looked at Adam and shook her head. "He's just an old friend. Why do you ask?" But that answer couldn't calm the waves of jealousy in Adam's heart. He couldn't understand why he felt that way, but he knew that insecurity was taking over him. The next day, Adam continued to follow Emily, trying to find out if she was talking to anyone other than him. He didn't want to make Emily feel controlled, but his possessive instincts made him unable to resist. Adam began to worry about every little thing. Where would she go? Who will she meet? Will conversations with others change her feelings for him? In those moments, Adam wondered if he was confident enough to love gently and not be afraid of losing the person he loved. But the feeling of jealousy always made him uncomfortable. The more anxious he was, the harder it became to control, and his actions became more spontaneous and confusing. In fact, Adam was not only jealous because he wanted to protect Emily, but deep inside he was afraid that he was not good enough. Not enough to keep Emily. Another time, When the two were walking together, Adam couldn't help but feel nervous. Emily passed by a man she had worked with in the past, and the two had a pleasant conversation. Adam suddenly felt like he was being pushed out, like an outsider in a relationship that he thought was his own. That night, he couldn't sleep. The question kept repeating in his mind. Should I have been cared for more? Shouldn't I have been an extra in her life? This worry gradually turned into unnecessary arguments. He began to doubt everything. Not only Emily but also himself. He wondered if Emily really loved him, or if she simply kept him by her side for some reason. In Adam's heart, self-doubt began to gnaw at him, making it impossible for him to feel secure in this relationship. One day, when Emily noticed the change in Adam's attitude, she decided to ask him about her feelings. She didn't understand why Adam had become like this. He was no longer the person she used to know. But now, he seemed to always live in anxiety, always with question marks in his heart. Can you tell me, why are you like this? Emily asked, with a look full of concern. Adam sighed, not knowing how to describe his feelings. I'm just scared of losing you. I can't explain this feeling. But I can't let you near anyone else without feeling anxious. Emily was silent, then said, Do you love me that much? But do you know that this anxiety will only push us further apart? I love you, but I also need my own space and freedom. Adam looked at her, and a part of him realized that love is not about possession, but about the freedom for two people to love each other without fear. He knew he needed to change, to learn to trust Emily and himself. It was a long journey, but with Emily by his side, he hoped he could get through it. This story is not just about Adam and Emily. It is the story of anyone in love. Jealousy, although a difficult emotion to understand and control, is also a sign of true love. When the heart is constantly worried and afraid of losing the person it loves. However, jealousy is only truly healthy when it is faced, understood and transformed into mutual respect. Love is a journey, and only when both parties learn to trust, love and give each other freedom, can love develop sustainably. And this is also the eternal suffering of women. My friend, if men can understand 2/3, women are satisfied. Let's find out together. My friend, a man beside can understand. Even just a part, has made women feel happy. Taking care of the family is an obligation. In family life, women always play the role of caring for and worrying about the whole family from food to sleep. For many people, they feel happy when they take care of their small family. But many women also feel tired when they are forced to do housework and take care of the whole family. Many women feel suffocated and tired when forced to take care of the family. Many women are unhappy when in the family. Their role is only to do everything in the house, have no privacy, and cannot take care of themselves properly as they wish. Such women are really miserable because they do not receive sympathy from their families. No voice in the family. Equality between men and women in the family is being promoted more than ever by society. The role and power of men and women in the family should be respected equally. However, when women are despised, their words are no longer valuable. They will certainly not be able to be happy. That is the suffering that many women are suffering. But men may not understand. Not all men can understand the secret suffering of women, dependent on the feelings of men. Many women make a huge mistake of letting themselves depend on their men. This can cause them to no longer be respected in the eyes of men. Women are unhappy when they have to chase after the feelings of others all day, without being able to live true to themselves. Blind love, Disregarding everything to chase the feelings of an unworthy person will make women suffer. Story: when jealousy turns love into a storm. Ethan and Olivia's story is a testament to how jealousy can turn love into a storm when feelings are not shared and understood. Love is not always peaceful days, happy smiles, or passionate looks. Sometimes, love is a war, not with others, but with yourself, with uncontrollable emotions. That is the story of Thou and Nam. A story about unspeakable emotions. About fear and jealousy that have disrupted a seemingly perfect relationship. This is also the eternal suffering of women. If men understood 2/3 of women's emotions, they would feel satisfied. Taking care of the family can be a happiness, but it can also become a tiring duty. When there is no sympathy, women who do not have a voice in the family will never feel happy. Depending on men's emotions can also easily make them lose respect. If you have followed this far, please leave a comment "I want happiness." You will give us more motivation to make more meaningful videos. If you haven't liked the video yet, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to support the channel. We will give you a heart. Thank you very much. Finally, women need understanding, sharing and respect from the man beside them to feel true happiness. When emotions are not shared, difficulties in family or love easily turn into burdens. Mutual respect and not letting yourself completely depend on the other person's feelings will help both maintain a stable and happy relationship. Love must be a connection, not a battle with yourself. If you have followed this far, please leave a comment, "I want to be happy," so that you will motivate us to help make more meaningful videos. If you haven't liked the video yet, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to support us. We will give you a heart. Thank you very much. Ethan and Olivia fell in love during their college years. A sweet time when everything seemed possible. Olivia was a gentle, introverted girl, while Ethan was a strong, passionate boy who always attracted attention. That difference created a special love, where each complemented each other's strengths and weaknesses. However, their relationship began to change when Olivia received a job offer from a large company in the city. This opportunity offered her a bright future, and Olivia could not refuse. After a short time, Olivia realized that she had a colleague named Ryan, who often helped her and sometimes asked her out for lunch. At first, it was just normal conversations between colleagues. But for Ethan, this was different. One night, Ethan suddenly asked Olivia about Ryan. Although he didn't seem jealous, Ethan's eyes were filled with confusion and worry. "Do you think Ryan is a good person?" Ethan asked in a serious tone. Olivia looked at him, smiled slightly, and replied, "He's just a colleague, don't worry." But Ethan was not reassured. The feeling of anxiety gradually took over him. He began to pay attention to Olivia's every move, every text message, every call, and gradually, the situation became tense. Ethan felt like he was no longer the most important person in Olivia's life. And that feeling made him lose control of himself. He began to get unreasonably angry every time Olivia mentioned Ryan, even if it was just a simple story. One evening, after a long day of work, Ethan unexpectedly returned home before Olivia's expected time. He found Olivia laughing and talking happily on the phone with an old friend. To Ethan, even though it was just a normal call, it became a suspicious sign. He didn't say anything, just sat quietly in the living room, observing. When Olivia walked in, he immediately asked, "Who are you talking to?" Olivia was surprised by the question but still calmly replied, "Just a friend." Even so, Ethan couldn't shake off his doubts. He felt his heart being squeezed. The anxiety and jealousy became stronger and stronger. Every time Olivia went out, he wondered if she was seeing anyone else. If she was paying attention to anyone other than him. Every text message, every look she gave to someone else made Ethan feel abandoned. Gradually, Ethan began to act strangely. He checked Olivia's phone without notice, and asked her questions that he didn't understand why he had to ask. Do you feel comfortable eating with Ryan? Or, why do you smile so much when he texts? Those questions made Olivia tired and hurt. She didn't understand why Ethan lacked faith in her, and sometimes wondered if their love was strong enough to overcome these doubts. Finally, when she couldn't bear it any longer, Olivia decided to confront Ethan. What are you doing? She asked, her voice trembling with exhaustion and heartache. What did I do wrong to make you feel this way? I love you, you know, but I also need space and trust. Can you love me without having to control me like this? Ethan was silent for a moment, then looked into Olivia's eyes and said, I don't want to lose you. I'm afraid that if I don't hold on to you, you'll be gone. I don't know how to handle this feeling. I just know that when I see you smiling at someone else, I feel like I'm being pushed away, and my self-esteem is hurt. Olivia gently held Ethan's hand, feeling the pain in his words. I love you, but love is trust. Love is giving each other space and understanding. I'm not going anywhere because I love you and I'm always here. That moment changed everything. Ethan stopped trying to control Olivia. He learned that love is not about possession but about mutual respect. Jealousy is not a sign of love, but of insecurity and fear of loss. And when they both learned to love each other with understanding and respect, their relationship became stronger than ever. Olivia and Ethan overcame their inner challenges, and their love grew stronger. Not because they didn't have worries, but because they knew how to share, overcome all difficulties together and not let jealousy fade their feelings. True love is when you can stand next to each other without having to hold hands, and still know that you will never leave each other. Ultimately, women need understanding, sharing and respect from the man beside them to feel true happiness. When emotions are not shared, difficulties in family or love easily turn into burdens. Mutual respect and not being completely dependent on each other's feelings will help both of you maintain a stable and happy relationship. Love must be a connection, not a battle with yourself. If you find the video useful, please share it with others. Subscribe to the channel, like it, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next video.